and welcome to another episode of Dallas Watch. I am Warren Johnson and I am excited today. Let me tell you why I'm so excited. Actually, let me give you some chronology here, if I pronounce that correctly. This is being taped in the middle of December. You won't see this episode until the first Friday in January, I believe. I've got a couple more that have already in the queue that are going to show up today, which is a Friday. They're going to show up next Friday and the 27th. This one's going to come out the first Friday of January. And by the time we get there, pretty much you guys will have all your Christmas stuff packed away, recovered from your New Year's Eve hangover, ready to start the new year. And then what's coming in this new year? Well, nigh upon us will be primary season. That's right, we have an election coming up in 2020. We've got to go through the primaries first. This is a presidential election year, all the way from president down to the lowly precinct chair of each party. This will be March 3rd is the actual primary. We're going to try, and I told you in my very first episode, how many months ago? I think sometime back in October, that I was going to tell you who to vote for and who not to vote for. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to start that today. And then we're going to cover so many races in one episode and so many in another episode, and I'll go down the list. In fact, let me tell you who is running. Well, I'm going to tell you who. Let me just tell you the offices that are going to concern us here in the Metroplex, the Dallas area. Now, a way you can find this out, and this is where I got this from, is from the Texas Secretary of State's office. You can go to SOS, just like you have an emergency, sos.texas. No, I'm sorry, back up. sos.state, state.tx.us/elections, elections. And on there, and we'll put that up on the screen here, you go to a place, you look for 2020 primary election, March 3, 2020, candidate listing information, and then it'll give you this list here. There's going to be election for the president, as you know, United States Senator here in Texas. We've got one up for re-election or election. All 36 United States representatives here in Texas will be up for election. A railroad commissioner, 3 members of the state Supreme Court, 3 members of the Court of Criminal Appeals, 8 members of the State Board of Education. Who knows what they do? I'm going to tell you. 16 state senators, all 150 state representatives, chief justices of the Supreme Court of Appeals, various Court of Appeals justices, various district judges, family district judges. Oh my God, we have got so many, we got way too many elected officials, I think you'd agree. Then we're going to get down to the meat of the stuff. We're going to get down to district attorneys, sheriff, this is of course in Dallas County, county court at law, county attorneys, tax assessor collector, county commissioners, justices of the peace, and a constable. Now, these are the things we're going to cover. But we're going to start at the top, which is going to be the presidential election, because actually, even those things, that's what gets you the most excited, or everybody the most excited and argue about and debate. It actually has the least impact on your life. It's the elections in the county level and city level. Those are the ones that impact you the most, either through local laws or taxes or whatever. So that's what we're going to cover. Today, on today's episode, we're going to cover the presidential race and the race for the U.S. Senate. Now, top of the ticket is Donald Trump. There's no need to talk about him. Everybody knows about him. My past history with him is, other than having read his book about 30 years ago, which was The Art of the Deal, and it was a pretty good book. I was just getting in the real estate business. I didn't vote for him in 2016. I was a Cruz guy. And he didn't turn me on, but he didn't turn me off. I was just skeptical, so I didn't vote for him. I did vote in that election, but I did not vote for president. I went all the way down to U.S. Rep, voted for Pete Sessions, who won that election, but eventually lost the other election in 2018. And that's what I did. But this year, I'm voting for Trump. And I'll tell you why. I graduated from high school in 1973, and I can remember just before I got out, it's like, okay, what am I going to do? And the job market was really bad at the time. The Arab oil embargo was just beginning to hit. Gas was going from 33 cents to 50 cents a gallon. We thought there was going to be a world war. I couldn't get a job, flunked out of college, and then joined the Marine Corps. All right, in there for 2 years. I was getting ready to get out. I didn't know if I was going to go to college right away or if I was going to go get a job. But I knew the job market was tight, so I opted for college because I had some money saved up and I could get the GI Bill and have a little income coming in, eking out a living, staying alive. Then when I graduated from college in the 80s, same thing. Job market was tight. While I was working, and I had periods of unemployment. When I was working, I was worried about changing jobs because the job market was tight. When I was unemployed, it took me a long time to find a job. I'd literally go through every nickel I had, and almost at the last minute, I finally got a job. Right now, we are sitting in the absolute best job market in my lifetime, and I'm not a young man. There's no way I am not going to vote for Trump. So I'm telling you right now, vote for Trump. Senator, our senator, we got 2 senators. Every state has 2 senators, as you know. Cruz got reelected barely in 2018, almost taken out by Beto. This year, John Cornyn is up for reelection, and he's the Republican senator there. And I'm not going to be covering the Democrat side. This isn't because I'm a conservative guy, and there's no conservatives on the Democratic side of the ticket. At least I haven't found any. If I do, of course, I'm going to report that here. John Cornyn is literally the swamp creature. He is deep in the swamp. He's been there a long time. He even has that look of a senator. And he's the typical swamp creature. He campaigns to the right and he governs to the left, essentially. That's the way I see it. And I'm the type of guy, and when I didn't vote for Trump, everybody said, well, you voted for Hillary. No, I didn't. I just didn't vote for anybody. And that logic just, to me, is just ridiculous. If you don't vote for somebody, then nobody else got that vote. If you voted for somebody, that wasn't a vote for somebody else. That was the vote that you cast for that person. So I don't buy into that faulty logic. In the Republican primary, there are actually 3 other candidates besides John Cornyn. One is a guy named Virgil Burschwally. I don't know. He doesn't even have a website. He's out of Junction, Texas. Says he's a software developer. That ought to tell you something right there. And if he's a software developer and has no website, how serious is this guy? Evidently not. So if he's not taking this seriously, I'm not taking him seriously. Other guy's a guy named Dwayne Stovall. I believe he's from out in East Texas somewhere. He has kind of a Facebook presence. I get some of his posts from time to time. I've investigated him a little bit. He's seems, according to his website that he types up, he seems like a pretty good guy, a good, strong conservative. He's a business owner. And we're going to put a website up there for him. He's at Stovall, PuttingTexasFirst.com. He's also got another website. I'll see if I can find it and put it up there. But I think it's StovallForTexas.com as well. There's another guy named Mark Yancey who I believe has got a Dallas address. Says he works for a company called Attica International. I think he's a financial analyst or something. He's got a website called VoteForMark.com. So it does say in his website that he supports Trump. Dwayne Stovall says in his website that he is a strong conservative. So those 2 guys are worth at least investigating. I'm going to investigate further. If I decide after a few weeks which one I'm going to vote for, I'll let you know if I find out any more information on them or how I'm going to come down. But those 2 guys look to be worthy of your consideration. Now, in the meantime, again, if you haven't voted, if you haven't registered to vote, now's the time to go do it. Go register to vote. The easiest thing in the world is to register to vote. Go to any public library, go online, just Google, hey, register to vote in Texas or register to vote in Dallas County. Anybody can vote anywhere, anytime. It's almost, I don't know, maybe if you denounce your citizenship and become an illegal alien, maybe you can just walk up there and vote. I don't know, but we're going to investigate all that stuff further. So anyway, so now you've got my presidential suggestion, which is Trump, and I want you to investigate those other 2 guys, that Mark Yancey and Dwayne Stovall. And then we're going to meet back here in about a week, and we're going to discuss the U.S. House of Representatives. There are 5 candidates or 5 districts that cover Dallas. And so that's what we're going to look into next time. You guys have a great new year, and we'll see you back here next week. Bye-bye. Let me remind you that all the links that we discuss here on these videos will be in the description of the video, so you can go back and take a look at them and do your research and your due diligence. Okay? Great. I really appreciate you tuning in to watch the show. Please hit the like and share button and share it with your friends and family. If you'd like to give us some feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Just email us at dallaswatch2020@gmail.com. Also, please consider a tax-deductible donation. You can go to www.returnlee.org. And also, don't forget, tune in every Friday, 7:30 Dallas time. New episode comes out of Dallas Watch. See you then. So long.